Apple is reportedly preparing to supercharge its base iPhone with two major upgrades in the upcoming iPhone 17. And if this new leak is accurate, it's going to be a game changer for the non-Pro lineup, as not only will the iPhone 17 feature a dual 48MP rear camera system, but it will also finally gain a 120Hz refresh rate display, a long-requested feature that has remained exclusive to the Pro models until now. And this news comes courtesy of well-known leaker Digital Chat Station, who claims to have obtained early details about the regular iPhone 17 ahead of its official unveiling, which is still several months away, given that Apple is expected to maintain around a 7-month gap between the launch of the iPhone 16e and its next-generation flagships. But despite the long wait, this new leak is already making waves across the tech community, especially as Apple seems to be making meaningful strides in closing the feature gap between its standard and Pro models. And according to the information, the display on the iPhone 17 will grow slightly from the current 6.1-inch panel on the iPhone 16 to around 6.27 inches, bringing it nearly in line with the 6.3-inch screen on the iPhone 16 Pro. And more importantly, it will finally support 120Hz refresh rate, delivering smoother animations, faster scrolling, and an overall more responsive user experience that has become standard in Android competitors for years. And with this change, Apple fans who opt for the base model won't have to sacrifice fluid display performance anymore, which is a huge win for consumers. But that's not all. The iPhone 17 is also expected to feature dual 48MP cameras on the rear, a significant bump from the current standard dual camera system. And while the leak doesn't specify the function of the second 48MP sensor, speculation suggests it could serve as an ultra-wide-angle lens, enhancing landscape and group photography, or possibly improving low-light imaging through pixel binning and advanced computational photography. And with this change, Apple might be pushing the base model closer to pro-level photography without introducing a telephoto lens, which will likely remain exclusive to higher-end models like the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, both of which are also rumored to get upgraded telephoto cameras this year. And in terms of physical dimensions, the iPhone 17 will be slightly taller than its predecessor, possibly matching the iPhone 16 Pro's height despite having a slightly smaller display, due to Apple's use of thicker bezels on the non-Pro models. And although we don't have exact dimensions yet, the difference between 6.27 inches and 6.3 inches is minimal and can be visually negligible. But what it signals is Apple's subtle yet meaningful redesign that blends aesthetic improvements with functional upgrades. And for those still holding on to older models like the iPhone 13 or 14, the iPhone 17 could represent a very compelling reason to upgrade, especially with the added benefits of smoother display interactions and enhanced camera capabilities, not to mention the possibility of more efficient chipsets and longer battery life that typically accompany each new generation. And as Apple continues to refine its product line, making features like 120Hz displays and high-resolution sensors more accessible, it puts increased pressure on competitors in the Android space to innovate beyond hardware parity, which in the end benefits consumers, with more choice and better performance across the board. And even though the iPhone 17 launch is still months away, leaks like this fuel anticipation and provide insight into Apple's direction, a direction that seems to focus on bringing pro-level experiences to the mainstream. And with the Pixel 10 series and Samsung's Galaxy S25 lineup also rumored to pack impressive new tech, 2025 is shaping up to be a monumental year for smartphones. And if you want to stay ahead of all these updates, spec leaks, and behind-the-scenes insights, make sure to subscribe to TechVerse. Because here we break down the biggest stories in tech with clarity, passion, and precision. And whether it's Apple, Google, or Samsung, we make sure you know exactly what's coming, why it matters, and how it compares. So don't miss out. Hit that bell icon and keep it locked right here on TechVerse.